Alrighty, that's all we're going to cover for about blogs and blog posts right now. Now we're going to start adding some more pages to our site and using the Elementor page builder. Alright, let's go ahead and click on Pages over on the left, and that's going to take you to this page here, which will list all the pages you have on your site. And then go ahead and click on the home page that we've already made up. Alright, that takes you to your WordPress page editor, which looks pretty much the same as the post editor that we were using just a little while ago to make our WordPress posts. And you can make your WordPress pages just using the basic WordPress editor, you know, the visual or the text editor like that, and the options over on the right. But what we are going to do is actually use the Elementor page builder plugin to make our pages on our website. But first, before we get started on Elementor, we've got to do a couple things here. So over on the right hand side where it says sidebar layout, we're going to select content no sidebars because we're making a full width page. And for page builder container, we're going to select full width, and disable elements. We're going to put a check in the box to disable the content title for this page. And this is all because of the Generate Press free theme that we're doing this right now. And we're going to click update. And then we're going to go over to the customize section. I'll go back a couple here, and you'll click on layout. Then we're going to click on header. And you're going to make sure that the header width says full, not contained. I've already changed it on this page. So full width, and then select primary navigation and make sure it says navigation width full on that, not contained too. If you have to change it, of course, you're going to click save and publish, but I've already done so. Alright, now let's go back to our page. And we're going to click on Edit with Elementor, that big blue button right there. That's going to take you to the Elementor edit screen, and over on the right, this is a what you see is what you get page editor. And over on the right, you're going to see your page that you're editing. Pretty accurate representation. Not exactly correct, so you want to always check on your site too after you make some changes and save them. Go back to your site and see what it looks like after you do that. Go back to the edit screen. Now over on the left is all the elements that you can use to build out your pages. For instance, if I just click on Add New Section right here, and I'll choose the single column structure right here just like that. And here is our section right here. And say if I wanted to add a heading to our page. So I'm going to drag the heading over here, and you see the blue line. I'll just let go of it. There's the default text. You can change that, of course, and of course you probably want to. And we can change the size right here. We can make it extra, extra large. Maybe align it in the center. I'll click Save. Go back over to our site. Reload the tab. And there we go. There's the heading we just put in. Go back to our Elementor edit screen. We'll just get rid of that for now. Click on the red X's. Yes. And I'll click on Section and click the red X again. Just like that. And I'll go ahead and save it again. And another very cool feature of Elementor are their pre-made templates. If you hover over the icon down at the bottom right, it'll say templates. If you click on it like this, you can have the option to open up the Elementor templates library, pre-made templates for you. You can also save your pages as templates, your sections too. We'll take a look at that a little later. You can export them, use them on other sites that you use Elementor on. So a very cool feature. Click on Templates Library. It'll open up the pre-designed templates library. And right here it says My Templates. Of course, like I talked about, you can save your templates too. And if you hover over the template and it'll say Insert, you can insert it for free. If it says Go Pro, of course, you're going to have to buy the Pro version of Elementor. If you click on this little magnifying glass with the plus sign, it'll give you a closer look at the template. And if you click Insert, it's going to insert all of this into your page. All the formatting and all the images and everything is going to be done for you, so you can reverse engineer and replace all the content with your own, of course. It gives you a great head start on making a page for your site. And it's also a great way to learn how to use Elementor. And we are going to actually insert a template or two into our pages and reverse engineer, show you how to do that. But before we do that, of course, we have to know the basics of using Elementor before we start reverse engineering anything. So the first thing we are going to do is go over the basics of using Elementor, and then, of course, we'll start building out our page using Elementor. Up in the top left corner, you see these three horizontal lines. Go ahead and click on those. And here's some basic settings you can choose in Elementor. Global color scheme. This is the default color scheme. Primary, secondary text, and accent colors, which are going to be your default colors, whichever colors you have selected here. And of course, you can choose different colors on a page by page or section by section basis too, and I'll get into that a little bit more. And there's a different default color schemes you can use. For instance, this one right here, dark blue is your primary color for your headlines and stuff. Here would be your text color. And you can also just click inside one of these colors and change the color individually if you want. I'm just going to click reset and go back to the default colors. Click the lines again. Global fonts, kind of the same principle. Choose your default font for headlines and body text and etc. and the font weight, which is how bold your text is. Go back to the lines color picker, and like it says right here, choose which colors appear in the editor's color picker. This makes accessing the colors you choose for the site much easier. And it's the same principle. They have a bunch of different palettes you can choose from, but these are colors that you probably want to use, that you would be using fairly often when you're making your building out your pages. And it makes it a lot easier. It's not having to keep finding the color codes and that sort of thing. And you can replace the color codes individually just by clicking on the color, just like that, and of course clicking save after you've made any changes. And the revision history, this makes it very handy to have. If perhaps you made some changes and you don't want to keep them, or you want to go back to an earlier version, you can use the revision history. Page settings, this is the title of our page, which we are hiding right now, and it says hide title. We're using the Generate Press theme, so that's what we're using to hide or show our titles. So I think it probably overrides this right here with the Elementor, but this would probably be helpful if you're not using the Generate Press theme. The template default, Elementor canvas, we're going to use that and build out a landing page a little later. That's just going to get rid of all this stuff on top here, the header, the navigation bar, and the footer down below. We're just going to use the default for now. Status, you can change your status to draft or private, etc., just like that. Click on the lines again, delete all content, and make sure you know what you really want to delete all the content before you do that. Elementor settings, if I click on that, it's going to open up a different tab and just some stuff. You can put checks and boxes if you want to disable global colors and disable global fonts and that sort of thing. And about Elementor, of course, you can find out more about Elementor by clicking on this, and it will take you to elementor.com. All right, down at the bottom left, if we click on this X icon, you can view your page by clicking on this right here. It'll open up in a new tab. Here's our home page. And of course, you can go to your dashboard by clicking here. The responsive mode, very handy feature of Elementor. We're looking at the desktop preview, which is a default. Here's the tablet preview. Here's the mobile phone preview. And very important nowadays to design your site with mobile viewers in mind too, because so many people use mobile phones, iPads, iPhones, and all that sort of jazz to surf online. In fact, in Elementor, you can actually design sections of your pages which will show, say, on desktop and not on tablet or mobile phones, and then vice versa. You can design another section which won't show on the desktop view but will show on the tablet and or mobile view, because a lot of times things will change when, of course, you shrink your screen size down. Sometimes your headlines and fonts and all that sort of stuff just won't look the same when you shrink the screen size down, and vice versa. So I'll show you what I'm talking about a little bit later when we start making our pages. Click on the question mark. Of course, that's your help section. You can take a tour, go to the documentation, and we already looked at our templates here, pre-designed templates, Elementor, and saving your page as a template too. All right, let's go ahead and click on the little box with the dots on it, and that is going to open up our elements section, the elements that we have available to use to build out our pages. And this is the free version of Elementor we're taking a look at, but there's a lot of stuff we can do using the free version of the Elementor plugin. You can even use WordPress widgets and Elementor to build out your pages. Now, of course, the pro version of Elementor, which we are going to take a look at towards the end of our video, does have some unique pro version elements that you're not going to see unless you buy the pro version. But there's a lot of stuff you can do with the free version, I should say, and that's what we're going to use for the majority of our video. So